All right, Shalom. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakak Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakak Kwadash. This video is Black Fatigue while we're tired of ghetto culture, all right? And everybody's tired, man. All you niggas out there, you better read the room quick and fast, okay? Because if everybody else is tired, how much more the Lord? How much more Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right? This is the book of Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 6. It says, "Seek ye the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near, and the time is now." Okay, all you sincere Jakes out there that fear the Lord, that understand what's getting ready to happen, the wrath that's getting ready to come upon 2/3 of our people, this is the time where you seek out the Lord and be put under his hedge. Okay? To be protected in this time to come. Verse 7, it says, "Let the wicked forsake his way," the wicked of our people. Okay, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Hispanics. It's time for you to repent. "Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and he will have mercy upon him." And this is what we're all looking for. We're looking to have the mercy of the Lord in this time to come. "And to our power, for he will abundantly pardon." All right. One more, Jeremiah 4 and 14. Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 14, it says, "O Jerusalem, wash thy heart from wickedness. Wash your mind from wickedness." All right. This is the time to put off that black nigga culture, man. All right. To wash your mind from that nigga shit, man. Okay. The ways of the world. Okay. "Wash thy heart, thy mind from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved." See? "How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee?" See? So again, all right, this so-called black culture shit is played out. All right? The Lord is getting ready to quench, that black and rebellious nigga spirit, okay, that's running rampant upon our people here in America, man. Okay? As you see, and we're going to get into this next, right? But as we know, Trump has pretty much declared war on the tribes, man. Okay? And this is all the result, all right, for Jake's wickedness,
Hey man, it's getting spooky. I just came across something called black fatigue. And basically, it's white Americans are sick of our shit.
I got news for you. Black Americans are sick of your shit. Black people are sick of black people's shit.
Basically, society is saying that they're tired of how black people are blaming things that have happened to us historically in the past, and they are also now adding different things that they have seen in society to that behavior as well, like loud mouthing or maybe, using certain words or certain behaviors in public.
Black fatigue seems to be growing, especially within the black community. There's a growing frustration within certain behaviors, and more people are starting to speak up about it.
White people, black people, Hispanic people are saying we have black fatigue because of the behavior of some black people.
It's not racist to call black people out for their behavior and what they're doing to society at this moment. I'm glad people are noticing this because it's been so many years and it's finally catching up to y'all.
Let that pass. All right. But hey, I've done, lessons on this topic. All right. But, we're just seeing the fruits of it because really in the spirit, right? Esau allowed this whole, YN, culture to pretty much run rampant. All right. So he could have the excuse to be justified on what he's doing now. Okay. Because this nigga shit is glorified, it's put on a pedestal. All right. And this is what, especially when it comes to the younger generation, this is what they inspire to be, but all of that is getting ready to be judged. All right.
Some truth to it, Or is it just another form of racism? And how come so many black people are starting to speak up about this now? Either way, we got a lot to talk about today. Now, black fatigue is a growing term in the social media world, a phrase that's meant to explain a rising frustration, dissatisfaction, and even resentment towards a small portion of the black community and some of the dysfunctional behaviors that are increasingly being called out. But here's the thing, this isn't a new term. The phrase black fatigue was originally coined in 2020 by Mary Frances Winters, a black author from New York. She was inspired to explore the concept after hearing the same phrase come up again and again from black millennials. "I'm tired," they kept on saying. The exhaustion wasn't just physical, it ran deep, tied to emotion, history, and identity. In her book, Black Fatigue, How Racism Erodes the Mind, Body, and Spirit, she explains that the original meaning of the term was about the centuries-long toll of the systematic racism passed down through generations. Now that was the original definition, but now the term has taken on a completely new meaning.
Now to black fatigue, it has recently been turned into a feeling that some white and black people have who say they are damn tired of foolishness of some black people.
It is a completely behavior-based issue. And when white people, black people, Hispanic people are saying we have black fatigue because of the behavior of some black people, we've all seen it, we all know what it is, it's everywhere.
There are thousands of TikToks on it, posts all over X, YouTube videos, and even some mainstream outlets starting to cover it. I only started hearing about this term very recently, and
Yeah, so the target, the scope, is on 2/3, man. All right, the Lord said that He was no longer going to hold back His tongue concerning the wickedness of our people. All right, Isaiah 1:21, Zion corrupted to be redeemed. It says, Isaiah 1:21, it says, how is the faithful city becoming harlot? It was full of judgment. Righteousness lodged in it, but now murderers, right? And this is the state of our people, all right? Pursuing to Jeremiah 2:21. How the Lord said we went from a holy, noble, right seed to a degenerate plant unto thee, right? So the faithful city, Jerusalem, has become a harlot. Our people have become an harlot. Like here's another point too. All right, you see these 2/3 niggas running around, committing murders and crime and things like that. But also, this applies to you niggas out there too. That's still, worshiping idols. All right, still hanging on to these pagan holidays. Still calling on these false gods. All right, you're tied up in the mix too. You're gonna be judged too. Okay, because it's just not just the these rebellious niggas that's running around causing terror. Okay, it's you niggas too that won't keep the dietary laws. That's still eating crab, shrimp, pork. Okay, keeping these worldly customs. Okay, you're tied into that too. How is the faithful city becoming harlot? It was full of judgment, righteousness lodged in it, but now murderers. It says the silver is become dross, and thy wine mixed with water. All right, the wine representing the word, man, the truth. Okay, it's been mixed with water. These different philosophies. All right, doctrines, opinions. It says, thy princes are rebellious, you see? Thy princes are rebellious and companions of thieves. Everyone loveth gifts and follow after rewards. They judge not the fatherless, neither doeth the cause of the widow come unto them. Right? Because again, there is no structure in the so-called black community. There is no truth amongst niggas, man. Okay? It says, verse 24, therefore saith the Lord, Yahweh Shai, the Lord Yahweh Shai of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will ease me of my adversaries and avenge me of my enemies, right? Because since our people have pretty much went off, okay, and refused to repent and come back to the Lord, all right, you've become an enemy unto the Most High. 2/3 of our people represent that dross. They're enemies to Yahweh Shai, right? Verse 25, I will turn my hand upon thee and purely purge away thy dross and take away all thy tin. And 2/3 represent that dross. Okay, that trash, something that's regarded as worthless. The Lord is getting ready to purge that dross. Okay, when you read Ezekiel 22, He said He was going to purge the dross into the fire, man. Okay, so the Lord is about to get with 2/3 of these rebellious niggas out here, man. And we talking about all the tribes, all right? You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Hispanics, right? It's 2 Ezra 9:22. It says, let the multitude perish then which was born in vain, all right? That multitude is the 2/3, which was born in vain. And let my grape be kept and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect, which represents the elect. The Lord is going to spare, he's going to spare that 1/3, all right, which represents the elect, okay? But the point again, all right, that black fatigue, all right, the Lord is tired of you rebellious, 2/3 niggas. And that's why now we're in the time here, just going into this video, all right, war is being declared. All right, Black America massively respond to Trump invoking martial law on all black cities. And that's what he said. He said, we're going to hit all the major cities. All right, DC was basically the blueprint. Okay, what's going on in DC right now, LA. He said they're going to hit Chicago. All right, and all those major cities are where Jake dwells at, man. You see?
We're going to talk about the bigger picture. That's what we're going to talk about. Because I know you've been watching the headlines. Iran, Gaza, the Supreme Court, the big beautiful bill, the LA protests, the crime wave in DC. They look disconnected, like 5 different storms hitting in 5 different directions, but they're not. I need you to see the bigger picture. They're testing grounds for a single system, a domestic control network built in plain sight. On one that can federalize your police, lock your streets, and stop your protests before it's even a crowd. I want you to see how serious it is. DC was just proof of concept. It was no riot, no invasion, just a crime problem. And the president took the city's police out of the mayor's hands like it was nothing. I want you to catch it because LA was the other bookend. It was a major city protest that let him test federal boots on the ground in a metropolis. Now he's got president on both coasts. The Supreme Court is guaranteed to drop rulings every year to put people in the streets. You already know this. The big beautiful bill, same thing. Legislative flashpoints that you can predict like clockwork. That's what it is. All the foreign crises, they bring protests into the Capitol and then give you the national security language to crush them. Every one of these is a trigger. Every delay. I want you to understand what's going on. Every single one of these is a drill. So when the real political flashpoints hit, like an election dispute or a mass mobilization, he's already got the authority, the map, and the muscle ready. Here's the part no one wants to say, that the muscle isn't just the National Guard, it's ICE. Because ICE was never about the border. It was the costume. It's the marketing campaign you swallow so you don't see the skeleton underneath. I want you to understand that ICE is already nationalized, already armed, already in every state, already trained for rapid deployment. They answer to one desk, not 50 governors. So when ICE shows up in your city, they're not there for immigration enforcement because that's the smoke screen. I want you to see it. They're pre-mapping your city. All the choke points, all the transit hubs, all the gathering sites, they're figuring out how to separate you before you even meet, breaking the protest before it's born.
It's another siege that's coming upon Jake, all right? This is the war, all right? Let's go to Jeremiah. Okay. Jeremiah 4:19, it says, my bowels, I am pained at my very heart. My heart maketh a noise in me. I cannot hold my peace because thou hast heard, O my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war. See that? And the prophets, are tied into that sound of the trumpet that's warning Jake of the sword, of the wrath that's coming. This is the alarm of war. Destruction upon destruction is cried. The whole land is spoiled. Suddenly are my tents spoiled and my curtains in a moment. How long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? And this is what we're saying. Okay, this word is going out, man. The standard has been lifted up. This word is truth, man. Okay? The sound of the trumpet. The prophet's giving you the warning. Okay? To seek the Lord. To come under his mercy and protection before this great wrath comes down. All right, but you got Jake, bullshitting, man. Okay, hey, these Edomites, okay, they're showing you openly how they hate you, man. All right, the horns of this devil are showing completely. They're not hiding it no more. They're letting you know what they're going to do. When they're talking about cleaning up the cities, they're talking about cleaning up Jake. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. See? They are sottish children, which goes back to being stupid. They are Sodom's children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil. See that? When it comes to doing some nigga shit, wickedness and sin, they're wise to do that. But to do good, they have no knowledge, and that's the problem with our people. This is why the Lord is fed up with Jake again. Okay, this is why Jake is about to see a wrath like no other. Okay, as this Jake was going into, hey, the protests that we seen. All right, we know that a lot of this stuff has been exposed as far as how they pay these protesters to go down to the cities to tear shit up, so Jake could get blamed, so they can have these laws and decrees to justify themselves to come down upon the people. All right, but everything is targeted, again to come after Jake, and our people, they're not seeing it. Okay.
Use a legal immigrant so you can pretend, so you could play into the smokescreen of this operation, right? But I want to say this clearly. The situation with the legal immigrants is real. The plight that they deal with is real. They're in a bad situation, and they should have never been treated like this. But their suffering is being repurposed. It's being turned into a cover, a building, for building a federalized riot control apparatus in real time. I want you to understand what's going on. ICE. I said rice, but I'm not even joking. It's riot police. It's a standing domestic army wearing the badge of an immigration enforcement.
Introducing Penn State.
Yeah, this is the beginning of Jacob's trouble. That's what it is, right? This is what we're trying to tell you. All right, let's let this pass. Bear with me 1 second. All right, here we go.
That's what's happening, and I want you to understand. I want you to understand. If one's major swing state city gets caught up in the exact same thing that happened to DC or LA, it will finish the blueprint. One more public safety president in Milwaukee, Atlanta, or Philadelphia, the entire country becomes a grid he can lock down in an hour. I'm not playing. I want you to understand what this means. A march gets announced by noon. At noon. By 1 o'clock, the streets will be sealed. The bridges will be locked. The transit is cut. The choke points are manned. You're not marching toward anything because you're already surrounded. So when the president says there might be something going on down there, we might have to take a look. What he really means is that the switch is about to flip. Right? The network is about to move on the border that they can draw now, and it isn't on a map. It's around you. Anytime, anywhere. I want you to understand what's going on, because your politicians aren't going to move. They think this shit is temporary. They think it'll only be used in a real emergency. Even when president shows otherwise. President doesn't even look like that. President looks like they're going to benefit from this exact same power, and they believe they'll hold the presidency next and might need to use this. This is how ridiculous they are. And a lot of them ain't even put together the picture, but they treat LA, DC, ICE, court rulings as separate issues. It's the same issue. It is a domestic control apparatus. I just want you to understand. Democrats, listen to me. You fear being soft on crime. You are going to have a network built that is going to directly oppose public safety. I'm just saying this to you. I'm putting the dots together publicly so you can understand. You can understand that if we don't take action, I want you to understand that these cities, states, we need to prepare injunctions immediately that can be filed within hours of this attempt to take over, because we will lose it all. This is how it goes. You wanted to understand the end game. This is the end game.
Real quick. Luke 19, all right, in verse 41. Okay, Luke 19 and 41, and it reads, it says, and when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it, saying, if thou hadst known, even thou at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now are they hid from thy eyes. Verse 43, it says, for the days shall come upon thee that thy enemies shall cast a trench about thee and compass thee round and keep thee on every side. All right. So to qualify, this is dealing with the Roman persecution back from 70 AD. All right. But this is getting ready to happen again. Okay. It says, for the days shall come upon thee that thy enemies shall cast a trench about thee and compass thee round and keep thee in on every side. So like the Jake was saying, they already got the cities mapped out. Okay, you're already enclosed. Okay, all they got to do is pretty much, send in the troops. Okay, so this is why, again, what is Trump doing? He's bringing forth these draconian laws right now, right? It's just so cast a trench. What's the word trench?
Strong's G 5482. Charax. Charax.
That's the word for trench. Pale or stake, palisade or rampart. It says pillars between which earth, stones, trees, and timbers are heaped and packed together. A stake, i.e., by implication, a palisade or rampart, military mound for circumvallation in a siege, a trench. See, so this was going to happen. All right, they're going to. The Trump is pretty much, establishing martial law to besiege Jake all over again. Okay, just like back then when Titus built that wall around Jerusalem to keep them in. It's the same thing that's going to happen now in these major cities, right? In the spirit, verse 44, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave thee in one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation. See, so that there's going to be a siege of Jerusalem all over again in the form of Jacob's trouble.
And I don't even feel comfortable about it. I'm just saying what it is. It will move that fast before you even get in your car. They'll have everything choked up. And they've been prepping for it the whole time in your face, creating all the president they would ever need. All the president that they would ever need to take over everything. That's the whole point of this. You think you've been watching headlines. He's scheduling. Just in case you get a little too upset. That's exactly what's going on. And if we don't take action in Milwaukee, Atlanta, Philadelphia, any of those places, any swing state, mid-city, then this apparatus will be completed in your face. It will. And it won't be a regular conversation. We won't settle this at the ballot next time if it's like that. I'm just saying it. So, it's just my take, just my thoughts on what's going on.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. I hope you all are doing great wherever you are watching this video.
Yeah. So I just wanted to play that part, man. But Jake was going in, making good points. All right. This you can see it. All right. A wise man, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. Right. This is 2 Ezra 8 and verse 55. It says, and therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. See that? Hey, 2/3 are about to get wiped out, about to be judged. For when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, thought scorn of his law, and forsook his ways. See? Moreover, they have trodden down his righteous, and said in their heart that there is no power or no God, yea, and that knowing they must die. See that? This is why niggas are about to perish, man. Okay? And the incredulity of our people, all right, the apostasy that's going on right now is at an all-time high, man. The blasphemy of the Lord, the mocking of the scriptures, the prophets, okay? A lot of Jakes are going to perish. And said in their heart that there is no God, yea, and that knowing they must die. It says, for as the things aforesaid shall receive you, so thirst and pain are prepared for them. See? For it was not his will that all men should come to naught, but they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were unthankful unto him which prepared life for them. See that? So niggas gotta go. Okay? This is the only solution. And therefore, my judgment is now at hand. This is what we're trying to tell our people. The judgment of the Lord is now at hand. Okay? The Lord is not playing. All right? Ezekiel 21. In 9 it says, or 8, Ezekiel 21 and 8, it says, again, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Washai, came unto me, saying, son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Washai, a sword is sharpened, and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Shall we then make mirth? It condemneth the rod of my son as every tree. And he have given it to be furbished that it may be handled. The sword is sharpened, it is furbished to give it to the hand of the slayer. All right, and Esau represents that sword in which the Most High is going to use to slay Jake. Okay? This shit is getting serious. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by the reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon the thigh. Okay? So again, you got the black fatigue. Everybody's tired of this nigga culture, right? You got martial law that's pretty much been invoked upon these cities where Jake dwells. Okay, it's about to be a terrible time. So like I said earlier, you Jakes, man, you better read the room, man. You better understand what's going on and repent before it's too late. Shalom.